Right, Jeepers. We are
What they
live.
call live.
What they call live.
We are what they call live.
We are barely alive.
Live of what they call. Hey guys, I want to let you know right now you can send us a sticker now on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Might cost you a hair, but it's a great way to support the podcast.
I like it.
You can support instantaneously now. $1 for your troubles.
Ooh, I love that. All right.
Just $1. Make you holler.
Do we have anything for Button or Light to do?
For what?
And what's up, Troy? Mike, how's it going? My two favorites. And Dustin, what's up, eh? You hoser?
You can show your support to the podcast below. Just click the support button.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You can
Beautiful.
send a sticker, a super chat,
If you're viewing on YouTube,
if you're viewing on YouTube.
yes, because we're big time now.
We're the big times.
We're the big times.
Woot, woot.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been both out of pocket. It's been
Hard.
this weekend's been I've been off in the New Jerseys
Oh, yeah.
doing
You have
drum
been there.
corps, and Bill's been laying on his back taking
Mm.
it like a
No, it's cutting down a tree,
cutting down a tree today.
chopping some wood.
So we'll give a few more people. I know we're late.
Not chopping, sawing.
Sawing.
Electric chainsaw. Let me tell you. Hold up.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll talk about our sponsors later. But Black & Decker, huge shout out to you
Yeah.
because you make it an awesome 12-inch little chainsaw.
Yeah,
Electric
yeah.
chainsaw, plug and play. It has, everything for a Jeeper needs to be plug and play, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We need the Deutsch connectors and simple things make us happy, right?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Big tires, big lifts, simple things. So,
We're simple people.
Black & Decker chainsaw 12-inch, super sharp from the factory,
Oh.
but also it's paired with a pole that you can do an extension. I think I've talked
Oh,
about this
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
podcast previously. There's definitely a previous episode, but pole saw works like a champ, works on like anything up to, seriously, I was going through the base of a tree that was 12 and a half inches in diameter.
Yep.
It like chewed through it
Nice.
like it was nothing.
Nice.
Powered like a workhorse.
That's great.
It was awesome.
That's great.
So, great time with that. And, cutting down a tree. Shout out to Black & Decker. Not sponsored.
What's up,
This
Jake?
podcast.
Yeah, well, they need to. They need to jump on board, be part of the cool kids club.
Best $99 I ever spent.
It was only $99.
Yep.
So it's plug into a wall kind of thing, or is
It's
it just
it's
battery?
a standard wall outlet.
Standard wall outlet.
So it uses an extension cord.
Yeah, sure.
But like with a 100-foot extension cord, you can do anywhere in your yard
Yeah.
reasonably.
That's awesome.
So, girlfriend's parents had a tree that needed to be taken down,
Yep.
and we took it down in a hot jiffy.
Nice.
Hot jiffy.
Hot jiffy. That's awesome.
There
All
was
right.
there was some rescue recovery gear involved.
Nice. Of course.
2 soft shackles, a long tow strap, and some rope, and
Yep.
we were good to go.
Good to go. I love
And a
it.
truck,
And a truck.
and a back cut, and a wedge cut.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need.
It was over in a jiffy.
I like it. What's up, Jake? How you doing? We're going to let's. It's late. It's almost 9:00 here on the East Coast, and it's Mother's Day and all that stuff. So, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Hey, it's only like 5:40 on the West Coast.
No, it'd still be the last two numbers would still be the same.
5:52.
5:52.
My bad. Not talk about that.
Time doesn't work like that.
Time don't work in my world.
I love it. So let's go ahead and click the button and get things rolling.
Let's get it going.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeep Life Podcast. We are being brought to you by a new sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah, we're soon enough.
Hey.
We are going to put in that this is being brought to you by a new sponsor.
Unfortunately, I have to say this. It's something that I step on every day.
Yeah.
I step on it regularly.
Well, and to be honest with you, they've been our closest friends
Day one.
since very, very early on. I went back and watched the first episode.
It's pretty much, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. First episode with them, and of course, we're talking about the wonderful people at Armorlight. And they are now a title sponsor of the podcast.
So we are officially
Yeah.
right now.
Yep. We're sponsored.
Yeah, we're Jeep Life Podcast, brought to you by Armorlight
The toughest flooring on the trail.
at goarmorlight.com.
Yes. So definitely go check out those dudes and dudettes.
If you are looking for the absolute toughest floor on the face of the planet,
Absolutely.
face of this planet,
Yeah.
go Armorlight.
Go Armorlight. And it's one of those things that Bill had to bring up that he had two Jeeps with Armorlight in it.
Wait, no, hold on. We are still going to argue this out. I am the better Jeeps for the booth of any Armorlight show.
He says that.
I say it.
He says that.
Even though somebody's been in the booth a whole lot more than me.
Yeah. Well, I can take my top down.
I don't have a top to put on.
Oh, you're talking buggy.
Come on.
You're talking buggy there.
I'm talking to any of them now.
Yeah. Well,
See? Any of them now.
yeah. You say you have two Jeeps with it. Guess what? So do I.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
I've got a TJ.
No. One's your daughter's.
Yeah, but the name is my name is still on the registration and
she
title.
owns the Instagram.
She does own the
so
Instagram.
she owns the vehicle. See, I own both Instagrams.
Yeah, there you go. You do own that, but we meaning I have more surfaces with Armorlight on them and more actual pieces. Yeah, come back to that.
No, I got one better. I've cut more surfaces of Armorlight.
I don't know. So the TJ rear requires quite a bit of cutting.
Oh, no, there is no comparison to what I did to that front.
That's true. You're just
I've cut more surfaces. I deserve.
I don't even know if you can call it Armorlight anymore. It's like
it's still the toughest floor, best heat reduction. I can literally check out the Instagrams and the Facebooks this week because there are going to be some videos dropped of me going crazy with a pressure washer on the Armorlight, and it is going to be great, and it's so much fun. But guess what? Still, cleanest, toughest, best floor out on the market.
Oh, I know. It is great. I used it all week in multiple scenarios.
Hey, Dave, my buggy needs to be in the booth. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think so.
No, I signed the paperwork.
Darn it.
We can go at this all night, I think.
I think we can.
But
I
so
got something better to talk about, though.
I was gonna say you have done some Jeep stuff for the last 2.5 weeks.
I have beat up my body to an absolute pulp, and I am tired, and I just want to go to bed.
So what he's talking about is Bill has been in the garage. I mean, I don't know that he's actually left the garage. He had to walk in and use the bathroom and then go back out.
No, I just went outside.
Fair enough. But it's very, very cool what you've done.
I have completely transformed my Jeep.
You 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Everything underneath it is now different.
Yes. Well,
mostly
from the transfer case down.
Down.
Well,
Yep.
No, drive shaft ends down.
Yeah.
Because I had this. I'm keeping the same drive shafts.
Oh, right on. All right, so let's talk about all the things you've done. New axles, front and rear.
This is like we can make this main topic if you want.
Well,
I kind of want to transform this into a little bit of the main topic as
all right.
well.
I like it.
So, all right, we'll talk about what I did first.
Yep.
I first re-geared.
Ooh,
all right.
Yeah.
I went from a 488.
All right.
I went from a 488 to a 456.
So you went down to the 456.
I went down. So I am still keeping the same tire size. However, I am reducing my gear ratio so I can get a little bit better of a driving gear.
Yep.
So when I was running on the highway at like 70, 75 miles an hour,
Yep.
it would be cruising at like 2,700 RPMs.
Yep.
Super high, not cool, didn't like it. So I am trying to reduce that to get a little bit better gas mileage. I was getting like 14 miles per gallon.
Right.
So theoretically, I should be getting somewhere in the range of like 16 to 18, hopefully.
Yep.
Depending on highway, stop and go. But that's with 37-inch tires. And then also I did a complete axle swap in the front.
Yep.
So I went from a Dana 30 to a Dana 44.
Yeah.
I went to a core Dana 44. That's a G2 axle.
Yep.
RCV 35 spline. There's some beefy axles.
Yeah.
ARB 35 spline locker. So it's an air locker in the front.
Nice.
Bigger bearings. Complete new knuckles. I kept my 1-ton steering in the front.
Yeah.
Re-welded on my tabs for the Hydro Assist. So there's a double shear pin on the axle. I'm actually going to change the drag link side to, or the tie rod link to be a double shear clamp.
Yep.
All new knuckles, bearings, like the whole nine.
Okay, that's cool.
Everything in the front. And then I put on King coilovers.
Yes, you did.
So the Evo LCG Enforcer kit.
There's nothing LCG about that.
No, it's sitting about 2.5 inches taller than what I was, and that's not okay. No, it's harder to get in, guys.
Yeah, it is.
It's sitting high, dude.
Yeah,
literally the
You need
rear,
a
the top of the
ladder.
rear tires is like, I see the top of the frame now, and I'm like, oh, that used to be like well up in the wheel well.
Yeah.
That's not how that used to be.
No, but it looks.
And then on top of that, I did new control arms.
Yep.
The Lynx control arms
Oh,
from
yeah.
Quadratec.
Yep.
So that is the Lynx branded control arms.
Yep.
Super awesome. And then I did some geometry correction brackets and a whole bunch of other brackets. And I cut some other brackets off in the rear end. And then I did a ARB locker in the rear, new diff cover, and just kind of beefed everything up.
Yeah.
Coilovers in the rear, coilovers in the front.
So I've been seeing the progress as it goes, and to see the final project,
I haven't slept.
it's unbelievable. I mean, you and I took a look around and we stepped away from it in the back, and that is just some beef under there.
It's ridiculous.
I already couldn't ride in your Jeep because of your seats. My ass
your
doesn't
arse.
fit in it.
It's okay.
But I could not climb into your Jeep at this point. I don't think there's enough arm strength in the world to get me up in there.
Unfortunately, that kind of happens sometimes.
Yeah. So, but it looks really, really good. And I know that we want to talk a little bit about the gears in a little bit, and kind of the work that you did, the gears that you chose, gear ratios, because I've recently re-geared mine as
Yes, you
well.
did.
So it'd be good to kind of talk through some of that
100%.
and deliver some wisdom to our listeners. It's the amount of work you do, and I'm blown away by your efforts on your vehicles. You do good work.
Thank you. I take a lot of pride in it, and also it's just kind of what I like doing.
Yeah,
I like wrenching.
Yeah, you do.
I love wrenching.
Yeah, you do. And congratulations on getting that done. And now you have a pseudo daily driver.
It's not a daily driver whatsoever.
Jeep now.
Nope.
You will be daily driving that
One day.
All right.
Well, no, I will be actually.
I was gonna say
all the time.
You won't give it up. Yeah. Have we talked about recovery for a cause? Because you went out.
Oh my gosh, we haven't even been there. Oh, we've missed last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Oh, I was out on the Mammoth.
Oh yeah, you were on the Mammoth. How'd that go for you?
Great.
Yeah.
I didn't break.
That's you didn't break, and did you lay on your side in this one at all?
A little bit. I mean, there's some tire disappearing pictures out on Instagram, and go check the Instagrams because that's what happens. No, it was a great time. We did well. We had a good mix of rigs that went out. So I myself went out in Reaper. We had Woody's Jeeps.
Yeah.
Josh Woodward was out in his CJ buggy, which isn't really a CJ whatsoever. And then we had Dave White. Was out in his TJ on 37s, tons, locked front and rear, crazy rig, awesome. Wheeled his gonads off out there and showed up everybody. Blew out a sidewall.
Oh.
Hold on. Fixed it on the side. Pulled back on and kept on wheeling and finished.
Oh, really?
Got hung up sideways, this, that, and the other thing. Kept on going. Winched twice. You know what? 37s. I give this guy the most credit of the entire day.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'll tell you what else happened. Everybody else did well, except we may have had some first-time buggies out on the trail, a.k.a. first testing.
Oh, okay. That's a tough trail to test on.
Did really well on Saturday, and then all of a sudden, we're out on Mammoth about 20 feet from the end, and huge shout-out to Mike Riegenbach. Blew out his rear axle.
Oh, not the place to do that.
Nope. So, literally, whole subframe of the Jeep snapped in half, broke. Like, it was good steel, reasonable. Tube snapped in half. Was not.
Wow.
Couldn't do anything about it.
Wow.
So, ripped out the rear axle. It goes this way. Drive shaft drops out.
Yep.
We pretty much try to get it back in. It holds for the next 10 feet. We need to be like, we're praying, hoping it goes 20 feet to get off the trail. Get it up, out. Let's drive back.
Oh, crazy.
Hold on. 10 feet further, the entire thing rips out. Axle goes forward, hits the ground. We're like winching the front underneath, this, that, and the other thing,
Yeah.
rigging sideways, pulling the axle forward, figure out how to create a new 4-link out on the trail and, like, straight up make some jiggery out there.
Yeah.
And he drives it off the trail.
Oh, really?
Drives it under its own power, dude.
That's crazy.
Huge shout out to Mike
That's
and his gnome-built crazy rig.
Yeah, yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
The YJ V8
Yeah.
thing is awesome. And see you out on the trails again soon.
Oh, that's amazing.
Biggest shout out to Mike.
I mean, my Jeep is out in a driveway crying right now because of that. I mean, just sitting out there, just weeping. I can never be that cool.
Mike's like, let's go. We're gonna get this out of here. Literally,
That's
we're
awesome.
cutting off like brackets and tubes out on the Mammoth, and it's ridiculous.
Oh, that's cool.
Crazy awesome time.
I mean, you have to on that trail.
Wouldn't have wanted to be stuck out on a trail with better guys though.
So, how far did you get?
We made it 1,500 feet
1,500 feet out of what? 30? No,
at 1.25 miles.
yeah. So
Which
6,000
is
feet.
I think it's like 6,800 feet or
Yeah.
something.
All right.
So yeah, we made it 1,500 feet, ripped out a rear axle. At the time that we stopped or
Yep.
made it to the gut check, we could have made it maybe the next section, but that doesn't mean that, like, we could have started the next section.
Yeah.
It was a reasonable amount of time. So we went from the very start, which is nothing now, nothing to the start of Mammoth, to the first gut check, and that took us about 3 hours.
Wow.
That was from we got there about 10:45, pulled through the gate, unlocked it, got the key and everything.
Yep.
Went out, proper equipment and everything like that. Opened the gate, got out there on the rocks. It was probably about 11, and then made it to the first. I pulled off right about 2:00.
Okay.
The first, and made it up
Yep.
the hill. And then we had all of Mike's issues. Probably we just made it to the gate at 5:05.
Okay. Wow. All
So-
right. Well, that trail's for real.
It's ridiculous. I mean, rocks, holes,
Yeah. I mean, there was a picture of you in a hole standing, and you're literally the only thing you see is your grin and your head and shoulders. And
Yep.
so that hole's got to be, 5.5 feet deep, at least. Sucks up a tire for sure.
100%.
Yeah. So I love watching people drive out there. That's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's not something I will ever do. Speaking of cool things that I do, we got some events coming up
Heck
real
yeah.
soon. Matter of fact, next weekend is May the 20th, and it's Go Topless Day.
So I'm going to call out my best friend in the entire world.
Yeah?
And he scheduled his engagement party on that day.
Oh,
So I'm just going to take my top off at his engagement party.
I'll take my top off for his engagement party. That'll get me some tips.
So just remember, guys, take your tops off next Saturday. And we're not talking about your shirts. We're talking about your Jeep tops. So do it right.
Do it right. Our
Take
club.
your doors off. Take your tops
Yep.
off. Huge shout out to Barricade Off-Road for their sponsorship of Go Topless Day.
Yeah, our club is going to be up at Mountain View Winery again.
Heck yeah.
I talked to a guy from Texas today, and they're going to be at the shore, the Texas shore.
Texas.
And they usually have, thousands of Jeeps, but it gets crazy there.
Everything's bigger in
Like
Texas.
crazy, nuts, cops, the whole 9 yards.
That's crazy.
Kind of thing. But there are tons of topless events, so if you just Google search the Go Topless Day events, and you'll find one in your area and go to it. I know that they match funds for charities. So it's good to go. Go do it.
Go do it.
June 7th through the 11th is in Bantam Jeep Festival, and that's in Butler, Pennsylvania. And that's, on the other side of the state from us, but it is the birthplace of the Jeep in Butler, Pennsylvania, and they do it upright. They usually have a show downtown where you can, drive through town and park and see all the Jeeps, and then they have, obstacle courses, a lot of vendors out there, military encampments, and guided off-road trails in the nearby area. So it's definitely something to look at. I really, really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. The military encampment's pretty cool for me because people from all, they go out and they do reenactments, and this is one of them. They'll have med tents. They'll have mess tents. They'll have, I think last year they had like British World War II.
That's cool.
Folks, actually from Britain, I think, and it's just cool to walk by and talk with them. And then they have, the old
I would
Jeeps
try a
there,
British
the
accent,
MBs
but
and stuff.
I would utterly fail, and I'm gonna leave it out.
Yeah, no, I want to hear it.
No,
do it.
I'm gonna sound like half Australian.
But that's a
It's
British
gonna be
colony.
horrible.
It's a British colony.
No, that's not.
All right. Everybody was wanting it.
Nope.
Everybody.
Nope.
Everybody raise their hand.
Mm.
All right. Everybody want it. I like it.
Not even close.
I am. Then July 14th through the 16th
Wow.
is the New Jersey Jeep Invasion.
Are you going?
I think I'm going to be out of town.
Okay.
But I will try.
I have committed funds to a room.
Yeah, we've in the past several years we've gone as vendors and done live broadcasts from there. This year it just fell on a weird weekend for us to be able to do that. But it's so much fun. Monkey Butler was created in Wildwood.
A lot of things were created in Wildwood that we'll never talk about again.
No, right? It's a good time. Lots of Jeep stuff. Lots of great vendors out on the beach. Thousands of
slept on a floor.
Yes, thousands of Jeeps parked on the beach.
Terry snores.
I do snore for sure, no doubt about it. But it's definitely a good time. So if you get a chance, go. I don't know if they have any tickets left, but
they're on a wait list.
You don't need a ticket to go, but you need a ticket to be able to park on the beach.
You don't need a ticket to go, but you need a ticket to show.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's where it is. Then in August, it's no better time to start talking about this amazing show. August 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion!
Yeah. Man, what a great show.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We were
Are
there
you
last
going?
year. Oh, I'm definitely going.
I'm going.
It's on the calendar.
The buggy's going to be in the booth because Dave told me it's going to be there.
Oh, wait. Jake, it's...
Kale, are you on? Are you? If you're listening, Kale, I want my buggy in the booth. It'll be there in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see who wins on that one.
It has Armor Light in it. It's clean.
It is true. There is video evidence of it being clean.
It's clean
with a pressure washer.
Comes out the best.
So far, that's all the.
No, I had to show the draining ability.
Yeah, the drainability.
Drainability.
The drainability. We just created a new word, drainability.
And now it's not a new word.
Oh, all right. Well, anyway.
Patent that stuff.
Right. But that's our schedule right now. If you have an event or know of an event, definitely send us a email at info@jeeplifepodcast.com, and we will get it on the calendar of events. Right now, I'm only going up to August so far. as we're in May. We want to cover all the summer events. So make sure you get that to us, info@jeeplifepodcast.com. And you can use that email for just about anything. Ask us questions. Show us your rig. Matter of fact, show us your rig. I'd like to bring back Jeep of the week, Jeep of the month, Jeep of the whatever.
Send them in.
Send them in. Because if you don't send them in,
Nominate them.
I ain't going to do it.
Send us somebody's.
Now, we did get a in our comments, somebody commented, do you have picks for RevKit yet? Have you updated your RevKit for your Jeep?
Have I updated it yet? I update daily.
All right. Then there it is. Dave, go check it out on RevKit.
Head over to Big Red. Literally, that is how old I am. I cornered Big Red on RevKit.
Yeah.
Like, nobody has that.
Nope, they can't.
They have like Old Red, and it's all spelled funny, and Big Red, and it's spelled funny, with extra 2 underscores, this, that, and the other thing. No, go search Big, BIGRED on RevKit, and you'll find it.
Yep, do it.
And you see some big old coilovers and a whole bunch of other stuff and a lot of ground clearance. And you can see the old suspension. You can see the new suspension. You can see some pictures of it being transformed.
Yep.
That's what RevKit's all about, guys.
Yeah, go check it out.
Head over to revkit.com, create your own, send me yours, and I'll send you a follow.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And you can also do it on the app. They have an app for
well, that's where I'm at. I'm on my iPhone.
But you
It's
sent everybody, you
Android.
told everybody, go to revkit.com.
No, you look up revkit.com on the Safaris, and then you download the app
Yeah,
through the Safaris.
definitely
and you
download
hit-
the app.
It's well, that's how you can find it easy.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
You can also search it on the App Store.
Yeah. And dude, you need to follow
And guess
the
what?
RevKit team on
And guess what?
Instagram.
You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go and update my RevKit.
And that just
Edit.
messing with the algorithms.
Yeah, and just do it again. Why not?
But Dave and Mike, or Dan and Mike, on
Are some awesome
they are
human
some
beings.
awesome. Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to add a photo. Let's see. All right, we're adding a photo on live right now.
Right now.
I think we're going to go this one. Add. Super simple. Within 30 seconds, it's uploaded, showing it to all your friends,
Yeah.
all your followers, and loaded, saved. There we go.
Perfect. It was that easy.
Updated.
Yep.
And also, you jump to the top of the list, so everybody knows you updated your rig.
That's right. Oh, it's so cool. They've got a good thing going, and it's only going to improve.
Love it.
All right. Our thanks, sir, RevKit, for hanging out with us and talking about us and all that stuff a few weeks ago. They still are. I know that for a fact. But we both have re-geared, and we both are at 456s. Let's tell me a little bit about the re-gearing process and
What's your RevKit?
Kylo. I literally think it's just Kylo.
Kylo.
Because again, I was on
One of the fewer.
I was on
few
early
beginnings.
enough.
Okay, so we have Big Red. We have Break It Billy. Because
Yep.
Break It Billy's Reaper
Right.
has to be.
Right.
And then we have Kylo. Okay, now we're back to the gears.
Now we're back to the gears. There we go. So you have
Done a lot of research and different ideas about gears and where to put the gearing and how to put the gearing into your Jeep.
Yep.
There's 2 different ways to put gearing in your Jeep, right? There's transfer case.
Yeah.
There's theoretical changes you can make with a 3.6 liter, right? Transfer case, you can upgrade to a Rubicon case if you're at a sport level. Or if you're at a Rubicon level, you can upgrade to an Atlas or a Dana 300.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
or a
yep.
similar, a similar upgraded transfer case.
Yep.
That's how you get more gearing. That's a 4-to-1. You're going possibly with an Atlas. You can go 5-to-1. You can go 4.3-to-1. You can go 10.34-to-1. You can go 8.6-to-1. You can go. It depends on the gearbox and everything you do. 2-speed, 4-speed, this, that, and the other thing. That's transfer cases. Completely different subject, right?
Yep.
We're going to talk about your axles, right?
Yep.
Differentials. What is a differential? First off, right? A differential is a gear system located in the center housing of an axle assembly designed to transfer power from a rotational direction parallel or realistically it's perpendicular. The rotation is perpendicular to frame rails, right? So it spins in line with the transmission and the motor. However, you're going to transfer that power 90 degrees to your axles. So through a set of gears, it transfers that power from a latitudinal to longitudinal, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Through that, you need those gears. That gear ratio you can change in any Jeep.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
What I did was I took my high gears from a 4.88.
Yep.
Which means it takes 4.88 revolutions of the drive shaft to spin your tires one time.
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. I can follow that.
Easy way to check what gears you have. Lift up the rear end of your Jeep in a safe manner. Flat, level ground. Lift the Jeep off the ground. Make sure your tires are free to rotate. Put it in neutral. You can rotate your drive shaft, spinning it around, and you can count how many rotations it takes to spin your tires one time all the way around.
Right.
That is your gear ratio.
All right.
Makes sense. Okay.
That makes sense.
So, what I did was I changed my gears from a 4.88 to a 4.56. What does that do?
So that it should lessen the number of, not number, but lessen the amount of those rotation.
Correct.
Right? So
That's
4.5 times versus almost 5 times.
That's what we're looking for.
Yep.
So what I did, lessen the gear ratio. What you're going to start doing is if you're looking to go to a bigger tire size, there is a calculation that you can do. And there are two ways to look at this. You can go a high range, a low range, or you can go online and look up a very fancy table that will be posted on our Instagram, Facebook, and also in the show notes.
Okay.
That gives you a quick estimate. But what you're going to do is take your desired tire size.
Yeah.
Multiplied by your current gear ratio divided by your current tire size.
Okay. I was told there'd be no math.
Desired.
Yep.
Current divided by your current tire.
Okay.
Gonna give you your desired gear ratio.
Okay.
That's your estimate.
Yep.
However, you are going to want to make an educated decision on whether you should go higher, lower. Say you might equal out to be closer to the 456 range, or you might be closer to the 450, 488 range, or even higher. Say you want 40s, a 40-inch tire on a 3.6 liter Pentastar with the standard 6-speed. You're looking at a 513 gear. If you're doing automatic, you might be looking at like a 538 gear.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to drive that Jeep.
Right.
There's a lot of, things you need to take into account when you're talking about gear ratios in your axle.
Yeah. Even so, when you start looking at that tire size and that gearing, you're definitely upping the number of RPMs that the engine needs to do to make that happen.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
So the whole thing of this fancy gear ratio is when you're talking about transfer case gears is you can add a lot more gearing to give you more torque, right? Lower Carl ratio. But your axles are eventually going to, kind of stay the same based on your tire size and your transmission and the one-to-one gear through the transfer case.
Yep.
So no matter what, you're going to have transmission on a standard drive gear. So you're driving down the highway, you're driving your Jeep around daily road.
In too high.
Yep. It's going to be transmission, transfer case, which is a 1-to-1, just straight through.
Yep.
To your axle shafts. So that's where you're getting your standard drives. So you can up that a little bit so you get more torque off the line and it makes you feel in your seat a little bit more.
Yep.
But what you're going to lose is that top end high revolution. You're going to be cruising at a higher RPMs in the gear range.
Sure.
So from there, you need to make that decision of, do you want to be super high in that gear range or do you want to be a little bit less?
Yeah.
So that's why I made that decision to back down my axle gears because I was at a 488. I want to go back down to 456 with 37s. Yes, it takes a little bit more, to go.
Get it rolling, yep.
And I noticed that just driving it around kind of the neighborhood, it took a little bit more to get into it.
Yep.
But once you're into it, it's going to travel better.
Yeah.
It's going to drive better.
Especially highway speeds.
Highway speeds. But you still have that drivability of, you can lay into it and you're going to pass that person next to you.
Yep.
It's not running a 37 on a 410.
Right.
Or a 40 on a 410. I'm trying to just maximize my gas mileage a little bit.
Yep. A little bit.
But also I put lockers and coilovers and a whole bunch of all this other stuff.
And raise it up so it's even less aerodynamic.
Ground clearance for days, guys.
For days.
4 days.
So is the gearing number, the gearing ratio, is that in first gear? Is that the gear ratio for first gear? Or because the gear ratio changes as you change?
So it's a theoretical one. So the way that it works is you are spinning your drive shaft to axle shaft.
Yep.
That's the gear ratio.
Okay.
So revolutions are so there's also the revolutions of engine to transmission, transmission to transfer case to drive shaft to axle shafts.
Yeah.
So the engine to the transmission, standard first gear in, I know this, I think for a NAG transmission is 2.95.
Okay.
First gear. First, I don't quote me on this. I'm probably going to be wrong.
I'm not quoting anything.
Definitely going to be wrong. However, it's somewhere in the 3s, right?
Yep.
Reasonable. So 3-to-1, 3 times your transmission or your transfer case, which is a 1-to-1. So it's just 3 to your axle shaft.
Yep.
That, say, if you have a 456,
Yep.
that's, your RPM times your transmission times your axle is going to give your torque ratio.
Okay.
So torque output of the motor at low end, say it's 135 foot-pounds, that's like 1,200 RPMs off the line. You're going to get that out of your, axles.
Okay.
That's what puts you in your seat,
Yep.
engineering-wise.
Yeah.
Sorry. From an engineering standpoint.
Oh, we haven't done that in a while.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. We can talk about torques and how you multiply torque times your gear ratio, and it gives your final torque ratio in a hypothetical gear sense without taking out the friction of the bearings. And,
Yep.
Oh, wait, I just lost everybody.
Yeah, I fell asleep.
Sorry, guys.
I love that nerdy stuff, but people have made it easy by putting these charts together.
There is a lot of charts, and just check the chart below. Check your tire size. It's going to have a green. It's going to have a red. There's a good old green oval in the middle that you want to stay in. I went a little bit further to the yellow because I wanted to. This is a personal decision. I make my own choices.
That's right. That's right. Well, everybody's got to have their own thing, but I think it's a those charts are a good place to start.
Absolutely. I would definitely 100% recommend charts. Do your math, look it up, do your research.
Yeah.
Check out Patreon, guys.
Right.
There's an article.
There's
on
an article
there,
on
guys.
that right away. So, we'd love to have you on as a Patreon supporter if you're not already. I know we haven't gone like this full hour show tonight. We're tired, and I know that everybody's tired, but we're a little bit late tonight, and that's only because we both were out of town until we drove up and rolled out of the Jeeps, or you rolled out of the truck, and I rolled out of the Jeep.
Still isn't functioning
Um,
yet, 100%. Yeah, huge shout out to Don, by the way, for helping out setting those gears.
Yeah.
Can't help him enough.
Oh, Don's the man.
He is the man.
I miss him. I don't get to see him as much. Good dude. All right. Love you, Don. Anyway, that's going to be all for us. We're real excited about Armorlight coming on. We've got other great partners. Need to check them out.
Pipes, Cold Case, Power Tank, Rockslide Engineering, Huddy's Beard Balm. Check them out in the show notes. Great links, great products.
Yeah, I think you got them all.
We don't rep anybody that, doesn't make high quality.
Right.
So.
And we do get Armorlight discount for our listeners. It's great. All those have
10.
some sort of discount associated. Make sure you check that out.
It's all in the show notes, guys.
All in the show notes.
Hey, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. Hit that like, subscribe, follow. Instagram, follow. Facebook, like, follow. You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Spotify, subscribe. Apple, subscribe. Pandora, subscribe.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? There's
so many.
Is there
so
more?
Many.
I was
don't
actually
remember.
asked
Spotify,
today how many platforms are we on?
And Google.
Google. The Googles.
Yeah, Google.
The Googles.
Most of that.
Do you know what a Google is?
It's a lot.
It's a 1 with 100 zeros behind it.
Yeah.
That's what a Google is.
I want that.
This is the Jeep Life podcast, and we like to get off topic. Hey, big Jeep wave to you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. I don't know you've ever taken us out before. Hey, Jake, that's a real good question. It's something I think we'll can you read the question?
Oh, so I changed the little plastic gear in the transfer case when I went up a tire size. Do you need to change the same TC gear when you change ring and pinions? Yes, you need to make sure. Yes, it is the Speedo gear thingy. They actually make really good charts for that. So if you go online, I'm assuming you're driving a TJ with a 231 or 241 OR transfer case. That would be, you need to look up the gear ratio conversions based on the tire size, gear ratio, and transmission that you have. So the transmission you can locate on your VIN plate, and you'll be able to look that up via your VIN or the VIN plate itself. It should say what kind of transmission you have, 2.0, 2.5, or 4.0. And then you can look up the gear ratio and make sure that you have the correct Speedo gear. They make 32s, 27s, all kinds of different. I think they make them in every 2 size all the way up to 38 or something, depending on how it is.
All right.
Because they run a it's an electromechanical Speedo. So it's a gear that measures the rotations, but it measures the rotations into like a transit or an electric motor. So that's how it gets the voltage out of it to run the speedometer.
Yeah, cool. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Jake, for asking that question.
Yeah.
Because I would have never thought to ask that question.
I might be wrong on the electromechanical, but yeah, it definitely spins the gear that tells, creates an electrical impulse to tell the speedometer how fast you're going.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it is electromechanical. Yeah.
There you go. Well, you're always learning something here on the Jeep Life Podcast. Everybody, thanks, man.
Hell yeah, Jake.
For hanging out with us.
XJ 242. Dude, I love those.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
That's what started the Breakabilly brand. Come on.
Nice.
Love my XJ.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy Mother's Day to all the mutters out there.
Mother mutters.
All right. See you, everybody.